Alright, so there's still a lot of Bondo work to do on this Fender. Almost done though. I might be putting a lot more Bondo on this little part than I really want to admit. It's gonna be a little bit caked up. I think it should be okay though. Everything else is really fine, very minimal Bondo. This actually might need a lot of Bondo too. Actually, it might be a lot of Bondo on this Fender, but I think it should be okay because of the condition that the Fender was in. It's gonna be a pretty big repair if I just do welding. I'll just deal with the Bondo and we'll go from there. Yeah, let's go ahead and fiberglass this Fender. You guys can see, I don't know if this is still rust or not. You can see that's a little brownish. So I might actually sand it down all the way to bare metal and then just go ahead and treat it because I really don't want to risk any rust coming up, and that kind of looks like surface rust. Yeah, let's go ahead and just start fiberglassing. Gonna go ahead and fiberglass all of this and all of this junk. So we'll see how it turns out, and if it looks horrible then we'll go ahead and cut it up and do some patchwork, but overall I'm gonna try to just fiberglass it and just try to do repairs like that. Alright, so I went to Harbor Freight and I finally got a stand. I know it's been a long time. I should have been doing this whole time. Been doing everything on the ground and it's been killing my back. Finally got a stand that I could use. It's so much better. Finally at waist level. Now everything should be a little bit easier. So what we're gonna do is go ahead and start fiberglassing the inside, and then on the outside we'll go ahead and Bondo it and shape it after we patch these rust spots. You guys can see here, I tape the outside to give me a guideline so that the fiberglass can actually have something to mold and shape onto. All these little spots are just holes I'm gonna fill up with fiberglass as well. So I just taped everything like that. Looks pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and flip it like this and then just go ahead and fiberglass it. Some of the hard parts are gonna be like right here on this spot at the bottom. So we're gonna go ahead and try it out and hopefully it works out good. So I cut everything up and I got all my fiberglass pieces nicely set up like this. Got my fiberglass resin, my hardener, and you're going to use this cap with this, and I'll show you guys a little trick later to get rid of the hardened resin. And then just gonna go ahead and fiberglass all this right here. So alright guys, so this stuff stinks, so I'm trying to wear this mask, but everything looks pretty good so far. You guys can see I only laid down one layer. I thought I was gonna lay more, but I decided to do just one because I feel like sometimes less is more, and it gives me more room to work with. If I made some mistakes, I could just peel off easily, or I could sand it down real nice and then relayer some more. You can add some more layers afterwards. You just have to sand it really good before you do again, but it should be okay. So right now there's only one layer on there. Gonna wait till it dries and then we'll go ahead and get back to it. It's looking really good. Everything came out pretty well and I'm really happy with the results so far. I was scared I wasn't gonna be able to hit the spot right here, but the brush was actually able to get in there and I was able to get that done. Really happy about this. And just a little pointer with fiberglass, a lot of people they used it kind of incorrectly. When they put it on here, they just kind of slap it on, but what you're supposed to do is work it in with the brush. You actually dab it in like this, and you get all of the air bubbles out. So you dab it hard, and all you do is push it in like this. So you're constantly rubbing it in or constantly poking it in, and you just keep dabbing until all of the air bubbles come out, and then it should be good after that. You don't want to use too much resin because the resin will dry up real nasty, so you're just gonna do light coats of resin and let it dry up like that. If you're gonna add another layer, you have to put a little more resin on and just keep dabbing it until it eats through, and then all of the air bubbles are gone. And once you have that, you have a really nice bond with the panel and the fiberglass. Once you're done too, you just leave it all in here like this, let it soak. Once it's dry, you just go ahead and peel all off, and you got a nice clean cup to work with again. Gonna leave these here overnight, let this all dry up, and then we'll go ahead and get back to it once it's dry. Probably take a long time because it's pretty cold, so I don't think this resin's gonna dry as fast as I want it to, but it's okay. We're gonna take our time with this and make sure we do everything correctly. So here's the finished product, and you guys can see here the fiberglass has filled in what has been missing, and I don't know if you could tell, but it's really straight, it's nice. I'm really happy with how this turned out right here. And then I filled out these holes here, and this right here is all filled up now, so I just have to trim it to where I need to. And then there's a little section right here that is protruded, but I'm probably just gonna grind it down and it should be good after that. Then we'll just use filler to fill it up, and then you guys can see the bottom here too, and it's nice and filled up now. All of this is filled up with fiberglass, and then we'll just use some body filler to fill up all of this as well. It's looking real good. Some of this is not dry yet because I think it's too cold, so we're gonna wait for it to dry up a little bit. I also forgot to do this hole right here, so we're gonna go ahead and fiberglass this, and it's okay, we have to wait for it to dry up anyways. Probably another day before all of this is dried up, but this is such a faster process than actually having to weld everything. And I know this is the least favorite way for people to do like body work on their metal panels, but it's really easy to do, and if you're inexperienced like I am, I think this is the best way, just because welding is pretty difficult for thin metal like this, and fiberglass is really easy to work with, as you guys can see. So you just fill it up, make sure everything is nice. You can see everything is treated and coated for rust. Should be okay once we fill up with Bondo. This fender is turning out really good now. It's been a day. I sanded this down and it's looking really good. Need to add a little more Bondo here. I was making fun of the 3-inch Bondo, but I might be in the same position. I know you shouldn't be adding more than like 3/4 of an inch or 3/4 of an inch of Bondo, but this might have a little bit more than I wanted to, but it's okay. We'll see how it holds up. This is looking really good now. It's actually at the end, so I marked where I need to sand. I'm gonna sand all that. And just a little quick update on this fender. This still needs a little more Bondo too, just to make it perfect. Let's go ahead and check out this side now. Here's everything. Everything is finally cured, and like I said, I only used one sheet, and I'm kind of glad I did because it's a little more flexible for me, so it's going to be a little easier to lay down some Bondo, and I think it'll be a little more stretchable without cracking, because once you lay it really thick, it's not really flexible anymore. I'm glad I only did one. And you can see here, I do have some high spots like this little nick right here. This is the hole that they drilled for something, and I'm gonna sand that down. Sand a little bit of the resin here too, and then I need to sand this. This is another high spot, as you guys can see right there. So I need to sand that. Another little burr right here that I need to sand out, and then it should be good to lay down some Bondo. So let me go ahead and sand it down, and then we'll go ahead and put some Bondo on this. it's all nice and sanded down. You can see it's really smooth now. This is all smoothened out now too. Then you guys can see I trimmed the excess fiberglass, and all I used was this. It's a sheet metal trimmer, and it worked perfectly because I used a thin piece of fiberglass instead of a thicker one. If it's too thick, you won't be able to just cut it with scissors or shears like this. You actually have to use a Dremel or something if the fiberglass is too thick. But you guys can see it's nice and clean now. It's looking really good. And then I trimmed this part at the bottom as well. Still needs a little bit of cleanup, but should be good now. And make sure to use a mask when you deal with fiberglass or even Bondo. You don't want to breathe this stuff in. It's pretty nasty stuff. So let's go ahead now and lay down some Bondo and see what it looks like afterwards. So here we are. This is pretty much the final stage for this fender because now it's just sanding and cleaning up the Bondo that I put on. So you can see here, fits pretty good. Once this is mounted up like that, should be pretty straight. So this side was a lot easier to do. You can see here, just need to sand all of this down and it should be good after that too. But this fender is looking really good. I'm really happy with the way it's turned out. So now I just gotta do all of the tedious sanding and we should be good. I'm really happy with this, guys. The fender's turned out exactly the way I wanted it to. Look at the body lines here, nice and clean, very minimal gap, and on top of here as well. So we still got some nice body lines. Still a lot of little minor adjustments that I need to do to make this fender really good, or this front end. And you can see here I just need a little bit more Bondo and then we can shape it real nice and clean. So I'll probably do that tonight. We'll probably have to Bondo a little bit more right here just to make it cleaner like that and cover it up some more. This fender is pretty much done too. Really happy with the way this one's turned out. It's all metal still, no fiberglass, but like I said, I like both methods. As long as you could prevent rust from happening, it should be good to go. I'm going to measure this right here and then just try to replicate this gap like that all the way around and then see what I get. And this one is kind of weird right here. I don't know what I did. Probably gonna have to sand it down some more or add some more. It's a little bit rounded right here. I think it should be okay. Maybe I could push these in or hammer this in so that'll be in more, and then we should be good there. Yep, pretty happy, guys. Hope you guys are excited. So after we finish the fender, guys, we're still gonna stick to the front end. We're gonna do some more work to the front and then work our way to the back. Next thing is, I don't know, I might take out the engine. That way we can start doing the engine bay. Kind of scared to take out the engine because once I do, it's gonna definitely be a project car. It's okay, we have to get there anyways. And then maybe I'll remove the windows as well, and then we can start doing more body work. Hopefully you guys are excited to see the process of this. We're gonna make it super clean, as clean as I can. I really want this car to not be a show car, just be a very clean street car for myself. Gonna be doing the front end and then we'll work our way to the back. The main things for the back is not that much, just gonna be taking out the windows, and then I'm gonna be filling in these. I'm gonna have to cut a template and then weld in these little holes. I know a lot of people don't like to remove that, but I really don't like the look of these markers. They're not supposed to be there. Japan didn't design it to have it there, but the US, we had our own regulations. They had to put these markers here, so I really like the clean look in the back. I feel like the blinker light is just too bulky and it doesn't really look that great. Some people use like a slimmer alternative to this light from other cars, but honestly, I just don't like the look of it right there. I just feel like less is more with this car. So we're gonna go ahead, do a delete for these turn signals. That's what we're gonna do for the back, and I think that's not gonna be too hard. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. The hatch is gonna be a long time because it's not a clean cut like that. It's all messed up from me trying to remove the previous work, and in my past videos I have the video of me removing it if you guys want to check that out. But yeah, this is it, guys. So yeah, I'm gonna end the vlog here. Next video, these fenders should be done. Hopefully, I'm gonna cross my fingers, but I just want to put a video out there, and this is pretty much done here, so there's nothing really much else to see other than me sanding this down and putting more Bondo as I need. So that's pretty much, I'm gonna call it done. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later. Peace.